That's right, but we can't officially have the opening without showing Nick Monticelli.
I agree.
Year. That's the, annual flashback. So yeah, if you're going to be heading out to a park, whether you're going to Belle Isle, one of your local community parks, maybe you're able to fire up a grill at home. Well, let's talk about the grilling forecast, because really, if you have to stand by a grill, the cooler temperatures are nice. And so we are going to be a touch warmer on Saturday, but still well below average by about 10 degrees. So we're talking low 60s tomorrow. Sunday, cooler than average, but we're warming things up. The key takeaway here, I believe, is just the fact that we're staying mainly dry all the way through Memorial Day. And we do get to more seasonal conditions on Monday. It's just a slow, gradual warm up. Beautiful look in Belleville. We always get this spectacular sunrise coming out of Belleville, and here we are. And so at least we're getting a little sun. But we will have more clouds mixing in throughout the day. So don't plan for that sunshine to stick around all day long. But the clearing skies throughout the overnight allow those temperatures to dip more than what they have had over the last few days. And so 42 degrees over at Metro Airport, 40 in Ann Arbor, 38 in Howell, and 43 in Port Huron. We have a westerly wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour, but it's just enough of a breeze out there that Pontiac now is reporting 32 for a wind chill, and even Howell feeling like we're at the freezing mark. And so it's hard to believe that we are now going into Memorial Day weekend with potentially freezing wind chills out there. 34 degrees is the feels like in Ann Arbor, 37 at Metro Airport. So satellite radar, that low pressure system that brought us a ton of rain over the last few days, or at least I should say a ton of drizzle, that's off to the east. And so you have some of those rain bands that are still clipping the UP. But for those of us here across southeastern Michigan and really a good chunk of the lower peninsula, we are looking at a drier start to the day, and mainly dry conditions will stick with us. Just that slight chance for today. 56 the afternoon high, about 15 degrees below average. And so as we look at the Tigers forecast for today, if you're heading out to Comerica Park, should be dry, but layer up, as it's going to feel more like September, October baseball than it does as far as late May. Clouds and radar. Let's go ahead and take an hour by hour look, as we will have those clouds thickening up throughout the day. But as you see, even going into Saturday, we should stay mainly rain free. Movement Festival will be at Hart Plaza for the long holiday weekend. And so you see low 60s come Saturday, but we'll be in the mid to upper 60s for the second 2 days of the festival. So that's Sunday, Monday. Clouds and radar forecast showing that we get a little moisture dancing around us coming out of the east, and the bulk of the rain stays south and west of us. So I think if anything, that just pumps in a little cloud cover, but we will not have as much wet weather as we've had over the last several days. So as we look at your up north forecast, because it's a popular weekend to head up north, well, here close to home, as we mentioned, we're in the 60s, but that's going to be one of the warmer spots across lower Michigan, because Alpena, we're struggling to get to 60, likely mid to upper 50s throughout the long holiday weekend. Same for Mackinac Island, with a little more sunshine on Memorial Day. And then Traverse City will be a smidge warmer. We start in the mid 50s and get into the mid 60s by Monday. And then seasonal 70s returning in our 7-day forecast by the middle of next week. As we take a look outside, hello blue skies, we've missed you. So we have a beautiful start to the day, but it is chilly. We are in the low 40s across the entire metro area. That light rain and drizzle will be ending. 55 for the afternoon high. If you're heading out to Comerica Park this evening, plan for more an October-like feel to the baseball game, as will be cloudy, a little breezy in the 50s. Movement festivals this weekend will be rising through the 60s all the way through Memorial Day.
So, as a former cop, let me give a quick former cop PSA. In these holiday seasons, like the 4th of July, Memorial Day, these summer seasons, police presences are increased intentionally.
Yeah.
And they're looking for people. And we have so many options now that you don't have to toe to go. You got all these Lyft. Ubers, Lyft. So again, guys, just try not to put yourself in that situation. And because they're out looking, they're actually overtime patrols for situations like this, because we want to cut down on people being hurt out on the road. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Just a little PSA.
Very important. Drive safe or get a rideshare service.
Well, and you always know that they're out in full force too, looking to give tickets too for the people that are going too fast. And I mean, how many times have you traveled during a holiday weekend and you're like every so many miles, you're like, oh, there they are.
Someone's getting pulled over on I-75.
So I bring that up because I have good news for you. You can put the cruise control on, because we're not dealing with the rain. I always tell you it's not a cruise control day when there's rain.
True.
Well, now we're looking at a weekend that's drier, so put that cruise control on the speed limit and just cruise.
The speed limit.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be political.
I just gave this whole great dissertation.
Well, why don't we get real? Be the cop and get real. We can go, 9 over.
Oh my gosh! La 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 la. He is trouble. Don't you listen to him. He's trouble, okay? No, 9 your mind, they say. So here's a look at the grilling forecast this weekend, as we will be a touch warmer tomorrow, but still about 10 degrees below average, low 60s. But I've given you the green light, as we will be mainly dry. And hey, you won't be breaking a sweat if you have to stand by the grill, flipping those burgers and hot dogs. And then come Sunday, still pretty dry, but will be a little bit warmer. But the cooler than average conditions last throughout most of the long holiday weekend. We're closer to seasonal as we inch close to 70 on Monday. But hey, we have great weather to be outside, even if you have to add an extra layer for the first couple of days. So satellite radar showing that pesky low, and I call it pesky because it's just brought that fine drizzle, the mist, keeping things cold and dreary. And so now that's off to the east. So that is affecting Buffalo, New York. We do have a few little scattered showers that have developed in the northern part of lower Michigan, but as we zoom in, that's more impactful up by Traverse City. Here in southeastern Michigan, we're dry to start, and we've even peeled back some of that cloud cover. And so we're starting with some sunshine, but clouds will build back in. Rain chances are winding down. It's below average stretch, as I mentioned, but 70s do return next week. But talk about a chilly start. We're right around 40 to 45 degrees across southeastern Michigan. Westerly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour make it even feel a little cooler with the wind chill. So as far as the afternoon high, we're talking mid 50s today as that drizzle chance winds down. Heading out to Comerica Park tonight, 7:10 first pitch against the Guardians. Planned for cloudy and slightly breezy conditions, but overall it's a cool evening. We'll be in the 50s. This just prepares you for October baseball. But Movement Festival as we head into the weekend. So we have the 60s. We're dry at Hart Plaza and 69 degrees Monday, which I think we could even crack 70 in some spots as we get closer to average. Hour by hour through the weekend, we have some moisture dancing around the region, and that's why I'll keep a slight chance here and there, but I think that's more impactful for the thumb or northern lower, and even still, that's only about a 20 to 30% chance. The better bet for rain will be coming out of the plains, and that doesn't arrive until the middle of next week. And so if you're staying here close to home for this holiday weekend, you just plan for 60s and a little bit of sunshine peeking through. But let's go ahead and travel up north, because maybe you have a place up by Alpena, Rogers City. Well, you can plan for 50s through the holiday weekend, possibly close to 60 on Monday. Mackinac Island will be just a smidge warmer. We start in the mid 50s Saturday, but low 60s with some sunshine on Memorial Day. Or if you're heading off towards Traverse City, we start in the mid 50s Saturday, rising into the mid 60s by Monday with a mix of sun and clouds. So that's your up north forecast for the Memorial Day holiday. Otherwise, looking at next week, we're still in the upper 60s Tuesday, but reaching 70 by Wednesday. Slight chance for a few scattered showers Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a bigger warm up will ensue by the end of next week into next weekend.